Hello, everyone, and thank you for being here. My name is Julian Suarez, and I want to ask you a question. Do you think that smoking cigarettes is bad for you? Most of you will probably say yes to this question due to the overbearing amount of negative connotation that smoking real cigarettes has in today's society. You see it everywhere, from advertisements on the TV to online forums, and many people have come to believe that rather than smoking a real cigarette, smoking a fake or quote-unquote e-cigarette will not have the same effect. E-cigarette standing for electronic cigarette. The thing is, many of these electronic cigarettes tend to have almost the same negative impacts that real cigarettes have today. Smoking e-cigarettes is just as addictive, has most of the same negative effects as regular cigarettes, and believe it or not, is affecting today's youth, just like me. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, they tell us that e-cigarettes are devices that heat a liquid into an aerosol that the user inhales. That liquid usually has nicotine and flavoring in it to make it more appealing and other additives. The nicotine in e-cigarettes and regular cigarettes is addictive. Electronic cigarettes are considered tobacco products because most of them do contain something called nicotine, which comes from tobacco. Besides nicotine being addictive, electronic cigarettes can contain harmful and potentially harmful ingredients, including things like ultrafine particles that can be inhaled deeply into the lungs, flavorants such as diacetyl, and a chemical that is linked seriously to lung disease, volatile organic compounds, heavy metals such as nickel, tin, and lead, just things that you really shouldn't want in your body. Now, knowing that information, why would any person in their right mind want to use any of this? Many people use the defense that, quote-unquote, anything is better than a real cigarette. We decided to ask the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, and this is what we found out when we asked if electronic cigarettes were less harmful than regular cigarettes. Yes, but that doesn't mean e-cigarettes are safe. Electronic cigarette aerosol generally contains fewer toxic chemicals than the deadly mix of, believe it or not, 7,000 chemicals in smoke from regular cigarettes. However, electronic cigarettes aerosol is not harmless. It can contain harmful and potentially harmful substances, including nicotine, heavy metals like lead, volatile organic compounds, and cancer-causing agents. So, they may be slightly better, but still extremely harmful. At the same time, this does not delegitimize the ideology of someone who was once addicted to regular cigarettes wanting to use e-cigarettes to stop using regular cigarettes. While it is somewhat a step in the right direction, it is important to note that this should not be a permanent replacement. When we looked once again straight from the CDC reports, we discovered that about 2.4 middle and high school students were currently, at the time, the past 30 days of the experiment, users of electronic cigarettes or e-cigarettes in 2014. This is mind-bogglingly dangerous. If you take all the health risks plus the number of users together, it sounds deadly. We believe that the target audience, in fact, is our youth. Things like e-cigarettes are targeting youth because of their minds are easily susceptible to impressions. They do not comprehend the long-term negative effects that they can have on their bodies. Being young, smoking out of a flavored e-cigarette makes you feel cool and rebellious because that is how they are advertised. I know I felt like that sometimes. They try so hard to make people believe that there is nothing wrong with inhaling vapor from an e-cigarette and that it doesn't have the regular effects of an actual cigarette. The people selling and advertising these products do not care about our health. They just want our money. E-cigarettes have essentially all the same negative effects smoking cigarettes do. So let me ask you my question at the beginning, but a little bit different. Do you think smoking any form of cigarette is good for you? Thank you.